Despite covering most of our planet, 80% of the world's oceans remain unexplored. OceanX, a leading nonprofit, is changing that with the Ocean Explorer, the most advanced exploration vessel ever built and the star of the epic series Ocean Explorers, premiering August 18th. Joining us to discuss their latest adventures and breakthroughs are Science Program Director at OceanX, Maddie Rodrigue, and Ocean Technology Innovator Eric Stackpole. Thank you both for being here with us this morning.
Thank you so much for having us.
Absolutely. Now, let's go ahead and jump right in. Maddie, what makes the Ocean Explorer such a unique and advanced vessel for ocean exploration and ideal for creating a series like OceanX Explorers?
So Ocean Explorer is our research platform. I'm actually talking to you from Ocean Explorer right now off the coast of Indonesia, across the world. And Ocean Explorer is truly the most advanced research and media platform ever built. We combine cutting edge technology to explore the deepest and most remote part. And also combine that with Hollywood production caliber media capabilities, which allow us to tell the story of that science and that discovery and bring it back to the world. And so truly combining those capabilities on the vessel Ocean Explorer was perfect for the show Ocean Explorers.
Just looking at some of the video here on the screen, I can see that is certainly exciting. Turning to the series, Eric, what can you tell us more about the Ocean Explorers series and what viewers can expect to see?
Oh man, well, the whole thing was a rush. I mean, we filmed 6 episodes, each one covering a new mission, a new type of thing that we were trying to explore, and we got to see so much. We took the ship starting from the Caribbean, where we were looking at humpback whales and hammerhead sharks, up to the Azores, where we dove the subs down to over 3,000 feet, where it's pitch black, no light from the day makes it down, and you see creatures that you would never see on the surface. And we took the ship all the way north into the Arctic. We got within about 500 miles of the North Pole and filmed polar bears trying to survive on a receding ice shelf. It was just incredible, the things that we saw. And the great thing about the show is that the camera turns around. It's not just about the natural history, but it's about the people who are trying to make this all happen. I'm one of the 4 explorers on the ship. My job is kind of to be the nerd. I'm a tech guy. And so I was working on all the gadgets and things like that we were using. You know, you really see what it takes to go out into the open ocean and see things that have never been seen before. Things didn't always go as planned, but that's the whole point. We want to bring people along for the journey on what it takes to really explore the ocean.
I know that's got to be super exciting even for viewers to see, but you know, you were there, Eric. Can you talk about your personal experience participating in these adventures?
Oh man, I have to say, I mean, the things that we saw, the things that I saw really changed the way I think about what it means to be living on planet Earth. There was one dive that we did in one of the subs where we were really deep. It was in open ocean. It was like maybe 700 meters, like, you know, well over 1,000 feet and pitch black. And we thought we were alone. But there's this way of flashing your lights where bioluminescent creatures, which a lot of plankton are, will flash back. And as we strobed our lights, we learned that when we thought we were surrounded by nothingness, we were actually completely surrounded by all these creatures who were always there and we just never knew how to look. So that's just like a little taste of to me, what it means to be an explorer. It's not always going to a faraway place and seeing something there. It's sometimes figuring out a new way to look. And that happened a lot of times throughout our trip where something just caught us, you know, from nowhere and really surprised us.
An eye-opening experience, I'm sure. Now, Maddie, we can turn to you. What are you up to on the ship these days? Do you have any exciting expeditions planned?
Absolutely. So as I mentioned, we're off the coast of Indonesia. We're working with local Indonesian scientists to really understand the deep ocean in their own backyards. So everything from the tiniest microorganisms, plankton, tiny fish, all the way to the largest animals on our planet, the whale species that we're seeing here. So a little bit of everything here on Ocean Explorer.
Awesome. Where can our audience go for more information and to catch some of these incredible discoveries you guys have been on?
Yeah, so if people are interested in learning more about Ocean Explorers, the docuseries, or OceanX, they can go to oceanx.org.
Perfect. Thank you guys so much. And of course, best of luck. I know you guys have a lot more to do.
Thank you very much.